Yeah, demon diva, quite the screamer. Cursing, tease ya, hurting, please ya. Spot her out in any of y'all arenas. Break the meter, get way too excited, watch her boot up. If the lady could, she get lady wood until you know who we can suit up. I get a girl a salute, wrestling down at the rope. Y'all gotta run with the group, wrestling with the commute. Yeah, that fire glows. Time for the show. I go by the name of Wrestle Flow. Yeah.
Hi, my little demons and divas, especially my demonite. What is going on? Estamos activados, estamos encendidos. It is I, Isa, aka the Demon Diva and the Big Dog. He was sleeping. Can you tell? You were taking a nap. Roman is here with me. What is going on, babes? Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday so far. Good evening, everybody. Let me do a quick roll call. See who do I have here hanging out in the chat with me today. I see Eric Douglas, Ricky Saldivar, Ashley Lane. What's going on? My Demonite, Jerry Winters, John Riley, Mark Garcia, Killer of Demons, Samantha. What's up, girl? Justin Smith. I see Mike D. I see everybody here. Brandon Stevens is here. I hope you guys are having a good day. How's everybody's Tuesday going so far? I am back to talk about NXT, talk about last night's episode of Raw, maybe go over all of the news and rumors for the day, and give Roman a treat. You want a treat? Yeah, he does want a treat. Mike D, I see you in the chat. This is for you. Say hi. Say hi. Did you like last night's Raw? All right, he is uninterested. Clearly uninterested, but we have his treats. My dad is in the chat, so if you guys could give me some beer emojis, channel members, you can actually give him a Coors Light emoji, which is his favorite beer. My dad says, "Huepa vida mía, muchos saludos y bendiciones. Espero que todos estén bien, que Dios los bendiga y bendiciones. Love you as always, my dad." Sending blessings and greetings to everyone joining me in the chat today. You know, if my dad is not in the chat, it's not a stream. It's not one of my streams. So we give Roman his treat. Let's go ahead and pour a drink. As you guys know, the rules, chats for $4.99 or higher, get a shot of Malibu. New channel memberships, get a shot of Bacardi. And your girl is going to be drinking some passion fruit sangria today as we talk about last night's episode of Raw and tonight's episode of NXT. Papi, bendición. Te amo mucho. And I see all of the beers in the chat for my dad. Thank you so much, guys. So some of us watched Raw together last night. If you guys joined me for my watch along, thank you so much. I had a blast watching Monday Night Raw with you guys, which I actually thought, there we go. I got it open. That took longer than I needed to. There we go. Oh, okay. Wait, I said I was going to take it easy. Let's not fill the cup all the way. Yeah, so we did a watch along last night from Raw, and I gotta say, I didn't think it was a bad episode of Monday Night Raw overall. A little predictable, so a lot of DQ finishes. I love seeing Alexa Bliss return. I love seeing all of the women's matches on the card last night. Like, there was a lot of women's matches and action in the show last night, so that obviously something I can get behind. I really enjoy what they're doing with Judgment Day. It feels like they're finally fighting their footing. You guys know that on the beginning of Judgment Day, I kept telling you guys that, like, I felt like their promos didn't make any sense. But now it's starting to come together, especially with the addition of Rhea Ripley. And Edge made it very clear last night that he is out looking for more members to join Judgment Day. So I think it will be very, very curious to see who ends up joining Edge and Judgment Days, who can see the light. Mike D with a $2 super chat says, "How were the chicken nuggets?" Mike D, cheers to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. They were very good. Roman and I shared them, and they were delicious. The fries Bro, they hit. The fries hit. Not gonna lie. We were talking about those McDonald's fries last night. They were awesome. So even Roman and Roman usually don't eat the fries. Last night he even ate the fries. That's how good they were. Thank you so much for asking. Um, so I like seeing Alexa. Okay, we're talking about Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley joining Judgment Day. Oh my God, Film Nation is in the chat. Film Nation, we were talking about you last night when Alexa Bliss came back. We were like, where is Film Nation? He should be so happy right now. Your girl Alexa Bliss came back. I thought she looked incredible. We saw shades of the goddess, but also shade of the darker version of Alexa Bliss. I thought she looked amazing. I love seeing her come back. I'm going to. I didn't like that it was a squash match, but as long as we see Alexa on our televisions, I'm gonna be happy. And technically speaking, Sonya Deville was not out there finding out that she just got terminated from her authority position. So I want to see where they go with this Sonya Deville story. I'm very captivated by it, but most importantly, what are we going to do with Alexa Bliss? Because she did look like a baby face last night. She came off like a big baby face. So I was very happy to see that. Again, going back to Judgment Day, I think they're finally finding their footage. They're finding their footing. I really want to see who it is that Judgment Day ends up adding to the mix. There's so many options. There's so many people that I can think of. I would love to see a demon version of Finn Balor join Judgment Day. A lot of people are talking about Champa joining Edge and his stable. I think even if it just stays the three of them right now, it just looks so much more powerful. And I mentioned that in the watch along last night, and I love Rhea Ripley being added to the mix because it feels like hold on, let me check. Let me check. I don't think I'm frozen, but let me know in the chat if you guys can see me okay. It could just be my phone being stupid. Um, Isa, who do you see replacing Sonya? I don't know. I don't know who do I see replacing Sonya. Honestly, I didn't like Sonya doing that crying thing that made her look so weak after she was so strong. That's a good point, Samantha. That's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. You know, like I was just thinking. I did think she took advantage of her power position within WWE, and I'm glad that action was taken because it just doesn't seem like authority figures can just go and do whatever they want. Okay, great. Thank you, Ricky, for letting me know. It's probably my phone being weird. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm just gonna forget about it. Um, I'm still laughing at Rhea's head turn. Oh yeah, so we were talking about Rhea. I mentioned that last night on the watch along. A lot of times the females added to the factions, they just look so fragile, and the boys gotta protect her. But Rhea looked like she could actually protect these guys. Like yesterday when she had that face off with AJ Styles, I was like, let them go at it. Let them go at it. I have no doubt that Rhea Ripley could kick AJ Styles' ass. So I think Rhea is thank you, Durant. I think that Rhea is great. Drew Gulak should not replace Sonya Deville, but I mean, he has been auditioning. You never know. That's a good call, Eric. That's a good call. Um, Another thing that I did like about Monday Night Raw, even though it was, that the main event on a first time ever match between Asuka and Bianca, and they gave them like 3 minute stops. But of course, we didn't waste the match, technically speaking, and we saw Becky Lynch get involved. Asuka is a match that, pardon me, but I'll pay money to see. Jared Ford is in the chat. John Riley, I see you. Justin Sterling, what's going on? There's no problem with the stream on my end so far. Thank you. You guys know on Tuesdays, for some reason, my shit falls apart. So I just want to make sure, but I think it's my phone. I think my phone is weird. It's being weird. Roman is doing good, Sophie. He was just in the stream, but right now he's hiding somewhere eating his treat. So every time I give him a treat, he like runs away and hides it, like I'm gonna take it from him or something. So the Cody Rhodes thing, I think that we knew Seth was going to become involved. We knew it was going to end on a DQ. But with the news that we'll talk about later, with Roman possibly taking a lot of time off, I think elevating the mid-card titles, you need to do that right now. So maybe giving Cody Rhodes a run at the United States Championship is not a bad idea. Just saying, but Seth Rollins is not going to let it happen because he's not done with Cody Rhodes. And I gotta tell you guys, Hell in a Cell, Cody and Seth, sign me the fuck up. A storyline that I'm really not into. Thanks, Sophie. I'm really not into is Bobby Lashley and Omos. I know they're gonna have a steel cage match, but I could give zero fucks about it. Something else that I'm not really into is this whole beard thing. It was fun and games until he actually came. Like the vignettes were more fun than the actual product that we're getting from him. Samantha says, I love how Becky made the point that you being a champ before you get a title shot. It makes no sense. I love that. I love when the wrestlers say, yo, what are we doing here? Because you're absolutely right. And I was talking about it yesterday. To get a chance at the champ, you have to beat the champ. That makes absolutely they are still talking about unifying these tag team titles. So I'm very curious to see WWE is actually going to go through with that or not. But RK Bro and the Usos inside Hell in a Cell also sign me up, because we've seen the Usos inside Hell in a Cell against the New Day. That is one that, if you guys, that match is so lit, so underrated, doesn't get talked about enough. They were so creative. They did so many spots that I never been seen before, like inside Hell in a Cell. They were so good. Granted that the New Day involved, obviously they're a very, very genius tag team. I'm trying to see, my phone doesn't want to work. So the New Day is an excellent tag team. So of course they have a lot to do with why that match was so good. But I think that RK Bro and the Usos inside Hell in a Cell will be just absolutely incredible. So hi Laroy, thank you for coming by. So yeah, overall, I thought last night's episode of Raw was fun. I think the last hour for me felt like probably the most dreadful to watch. Oh my god, Ken Owens, incredible. This Kevin Owens and Ezekiel thing, like, there's always a no, I got a 10-piece. I can't eat that much. I couldn't even finish the 10-piece. They're Justin Lopez. Like, what? I think that RK. Wait, what was I gonna say? Wow. Let me just take a sip. If we take a sip of our drink every time I forget what I'm gonna say, we would actually get very, very drunk in our streams. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a fun episode of Raw. I don't think that Raw has been bad recently. Like, I actually think Raw has been trying. You know what I mean? Like, they've been trying. Come on. I don't know stipulation. I hope not, because even though we have seen a lot of cashings, like whether they're unsuccessful or lackluster, I still love the idea of just somebody being able to cash in anytime, any place, anywhere. So this promo by Cody Rhodes is confusing a lot of people. And I'm just hoping that they really don't change the stipulation of the briefcase, because it really, really could just change the whole purpose of it. At the same time, it's like you've been doing the same thing with the briefcase for so long. When is it gonna get boring? So if I play the Bad Bunny video, I can't, because they keep copyright striking me. I gotta shorten it. They copyright strike, like they copyright flagged me for the Bad Bunny video like 4 times last night. So I had to, if you guys watched the watch along yesterday, right now I'm muting every time that I played the clip. So I gotta find it again and make it less than 10 seconds so I don't have that problem. Where is Roman taking you? Let me see what you guys are saying. Where is Roman taking you during his 10-week vacation? I'm gonna bring him here to Puerto Rico and show him what my beautiful island is all about. Raw, for a show I had no plan to watch last night, was very good. Agreed, Stellar Justin Lopez. Agreed. Raw rating, we're gonna talk about that in the news. Felly, what's going on, babe? I hope you're doing good. Film Nation says, I hope Cody Rhodes wins a Money in the Bank. Guys, the field for Money in the Bank right now is absolutely insane. There's so many good, talented guys that could win this briefcase. You got Cody Rhodes, you got Seth Rollins, you have Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of people that could be in a title picture right now that could win the briefcase, which makes it all that interesting, which is why I really hope they don't change the stipulation of the briefcase. Randy Orton, Riddle, if you put them in the, there's so many people that could you must be missing. I'm in Puerto Rico right now, girl. Sophia, I go back and forth. You never know where I'm at. I guess that's what everybody always tell me. They're like, we don't know where you're at, but I'm in Puerto Rico. Yesterday it was 90 something degrees. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, Theory could win it as well. Bye, Film Nation. We were so happy to see your girl Alexa come back yesterday. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna give Monday Night Raw a 7 out of 10. I had a good time watching it. While it was slightly predictable, I didn't mind it. I mean, it wasn't a perfect episode of Monday Night Raw, but if I'm entertained, that's all I'm gonna ask for from my wrestling. So good job, WWE, with Monday Night Raw, especially without having a champion, there. I thought Monday Night Raw did an excellent job. Now, before I move on to the preview of NXT 2.0. I'm just gonna send a little Walter Mercado energy for everybody in the chat. We love our Walter energy. So let's bring Walter into the chat. Demonites, use your Walter emojis and let's bring some positive energy before we get into NXT 2.0.
Y que Dios, el que todo lo puede, me los bendiga a todos, hoy, mañana y siempre. Y que reciban de mí siempre paz, mucha paz, pero sobre todo, ¿qué? Mucho, mucho, mucho amor.
Mucho, mucho amor. Okay, so I have WWE.com pulled up right now. Hi, Sinister, and they do have a preview for what we can expect from tonight's episode of NXT 2.0. And let's go ahead and start with Wendy Shu and Roxanne Perez lock horns with Toxic Attraction. Now, last week we saw a lot of video packages that I'm and you like Wendy Shu, May Mandy Rose get burned from the tanning bed, and then they fucking stole their car, and it was, I don't know how I feel about these video packages yet, but because of that, Toxic Attraction is looking to get some revenge on Wendy Shu and Rocky C. We're gonna call her Roxy. Toxic Attraction is done playing games with Wendy Shu and Roxy. Shu has been a perennial thorn in Toxic Attraction's side, costing Toxic Attraction the women's tag team titles, a Stand and Deliver, blah, blah, blah. After the crafty duo ruined Toxic Attraction's beach day, Rose and company plan to strike back when NXT tag team champions square off with, okay, whatever. I miss Wendy Shu when she just left. This just feels a little too silly for my liking. I mean, I get that NXT just felt very video package heavy last week, and I was expecting just to see a little more action. We'll see how they do in the ring. I'm sure that Roxy and Wendy Shu are gonna just kill it together. We'll see. I hope they get the win. I hope they get the win because this is not for a title, so there's no reason why you can give them the win. Otherwise, what the hell did they do all that shit for? Thank you, Talvish, so much. I appreciate you. So yeah, we have that match tonight on NXT 2.0. Also tonight on NXT 2.0, we look fangirl Cora Jade looks to prove she belongs with the best in a one-on-one showdown with Natalya. Now so far, Felly, I don't know if you're here, but 2 women's matches so far on tonight's preview of NXT. Oh my God, Cam Banks, how are you, babe? I hope you're doing good. Now we saw Cora Jade. Okay, baby. We saw Cora Jade cut a promo. She fangirl over Natalya. Natalya put her in the sharpshooter and basically put the entire NXT locker room on check or whatever. I will read you what WWE.com wrote. Cora Jade might have won her tag team match against Natalya, but according to the vote, that doesn't prove anything. Jay's Drew Test will be a one-on-one match with the future WWE Hall of Famer. This showdown has been a long time coming ever since Natalya announced her presence in NXT by slapping Jay in the sharpshooter, putting an abrupt end to Jay's adoration for her favorite star growing up. Can Jay prove to the bowl that she belongs at top of the women's division? Now, I'm very interested to know who you guys have for this match. Do you think that Natalia is going to walk away with the win? Do you think that Cora Jade will win? Or do you think that we're going to see some involvement from Lash Legend and Nikita Lyons, who were involved in the match last week? I personally think that Natalia wins and we move into a feud between Natalia and Nikita Lyons. That's what I see happening here, but I'm not 100% certain. Would love to know your opinion in the chat as far as Cora Jade against Natalia goes tonight. Thank Kim's Bank. I'm so tired of rematches, but they don't have enough wrestlers. So yeah, I see that. What's up, Jeffrey? What's going on? I think the both might look good heading into her WWE Tag Team Championship match on Friday with Shayna Baszler. So you think that? So you think, Joseph? You're saying that you think that Natalia wins? I don't know, because I feel like they haven't really been intertwining what the stars are doing on the main rosters when they're on NXT 2.0. Maybe if Natalia talks about how she has this match on Friday on a pre-match promo, I can see them giving her the win, so she looks very strong going into Friday. But they typically treat the main roster people coming down to NXT like a brand new story that is not in any way related to what they're doing on the main roster. I personally would love to see the storylines intertwine, and like imagine if fucking Sasha and Naomi show up and they cost Natalia the match. Like that would be incredible, right? But you know, we don't get to see that kind of stuff. Leroy says SmackDown already worse than Raw. I mean, SmackDown hasn't been the best in the last few weeks. I will give you that. I didn't even watch it last week. Hi, John. How are you? Why do I have a strange feeling that Natty will end up winning over Cora? I think she will, Jared. I really, really think she will. Darnell says, just give me a show with women from Raw, SmackDown, NXT 2.0, and NXT UK. Yeah, that would be amazing. But I'm not sure that WWE is going to do an quite yet. Hello, Samson. And we're going to talk about the brackets for the breakout tournament during the news segment. Also tonight on NXT 2.0. Oh, that's it. So we only have two things on the preview according to WWE.com. What the hell, man? Let me see if they have sent any email announcing anything differently, but I haven't seen any email from them. They usually send an email. Oh, there it is. So the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament begins tonight. The entire NXT email preview is about the NXT Women's Division, which is awesome. Un besote para ti también, Rafael. Saludito, mi amor. So we have Alba Fire resurrects her past. Inaugural Ivy Nile challenge. Now that I like. I'm a big fan of Ivy Nile. I think she has the it factor. I think she could be something awesome in NXT. So we'll see what this open challenge or whatever the challenge is and who's going to accept that challenge. So everything in the NXT preview today involves the women, and I absolutely love it. Obviously, we talked about Toxic Attractions against Wendy Chu and Roxy. And then we have Natalia versus Cora Jade. Today, you love to see it. You love to see it, you guys. But that is it. I think we got done previewing NXT 2.0. Thank you so much, Essay. I think that's what your name is. Thank you so much. I think that NXT 2.0 is such a hit and miss for me. And I put in the title of this pre-gaming exactly the reason why. It's very 50-50. So it's very hard to become like invested into a character when they win 1 week, lose 1 week, win 1 week. Right now, if I gotta tell you my favorites in NXT 2.0, I will have to say obviously Tony D'Angelo, Nikita Lyons. I really have been feeling pretty deadly. I'm still not there with Braun Breaker, and I have a bad feeling based on the end of NXT 2.0 last week that this storyline between Joe Gacy and Braun Breaker is not finished. Very curious to see what they're going to do with Roderick Strong, considering that a lot of people are mentioning that he's not happy with his position in NXT 2.0 and would like his release. Last week, we saw him kind of become the leader of the Diamond Mine, given the fact that Malcolm Bivens is no longer with the company. However, he helped the Creed brothers get a win, and the Creed brothers were not happy with that because they wanted to get the win clean. That's stupid, bro. Like you were gonna lose. He helped you, you know? I'm just saying. You know Nikita's winning the breakout tournament. Is she on the breakout tournament? Let's move on to the news and open up the brackets and see what the brackets for the NXT breakout tournament. Okay. Okay, so oh yeah, Nikita Lyons is definitely winning. So the first round, we're only going to talk about the first round. We don't need to get into anything because we need to know the winners of the first round before we discuss the rest of the rounds. But the match is set for the women's breakout tournament's first round. Here we go. We have Lash Legend versus Tatum Paxley. I really would love to see Lash Legend get a win here. I mentioned on Wrestling Inc. last week how I'm a little concerned about Lash Legend's future because she's been losing a lot of matches. So I think she could definitely use a win. And maybe we can revive the Lash Legend and Nikita Lyons rivalry in the second round of the tournament. So I would love to see Lash Legend win here. I'm also not that invested in Tatum Paxley yet. She already lost to Natalia. Like, I'm not there with her quite yet. We have Roxy against Kiana James. Definitely think that Roxy wins here. Fallon Haley against Sloane Jacobs. I'm going to say Fallon Haley. And Nikita Lyons is going to go against Ariana Grace, who is Santino Morella's daughter. She just changed her name. She got a new gimmick, but I don't see Nikita Lyons losing anything anytime soon in NXT 2.0. So I definitely, if I had to do my locked in choice, is that Nikita Lyons will be moving to the second round of this NXT women's tournament. I think the breakout tournament is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We'll become familiar with a lot of characters that we're not familiar with. It's not Mae Young Classic, but still, it's going to be fun to see the women being highlighted. Pretty Deadly remind me of the guys chasing Ashton Kutcher in Dude, Where's My Car? I love Dude, Where's My Car? Such a good movie. I'm still really upset about Dakota's release because now all the Friends group gone. Yeah, I mean, everybody's still upset about that release, but I mean, according to the wrestling news and rumors that we've been reading ever since, she wasn't going to resign. So I feel like we were going to lose Dakota sooner or later because she probably would have walked away when her contract was up anyways. She seems more skilled than a good handful of the NXT women. Roxy could also winner. So do you guys think that we get Roxy against Nikita Lyons in the finals? And that could be interesting, right? I agree. We need to see how the quarterfinals play out before we can predict what happens. Nikita versus Lash in the finals. Yeah. A weak way to get the title off of Mandy. The first women tournament will get a championship match. I hope so. Have they announced what the winner of this tournament gets? Let me see. The tournament is set to kick. Okay, hold on. Let me read this. The tournament is set to kick off on tonight's NXT 2.0 episode, but no words yet on which matches will take place first. Yes, the winner of the tournament will receive a contract for a shot at the NXT Women's title, currently held by Mandy Rose. So yes, the winner of the breakout tournament will go on to face Mandy Rose. If Nikita does win, I could get behind her kind of taking the title off of Mandy Rose. I don't hate Mandy Rose as NXT champion. I think she's done a fine job. I've been very impressed with her performance in NXT 2.0, and I'm more invested into her here than anything she ever did in the main roster outside of her storyline with Otis. However, her storylines with Otis never was going to take her anywhere near a championship like what Toxic Attraction in NXT has done for her. So good for Mandy Rose. Also in the news today, we have the Raw viewership and key demo for the post WrestleMania Backlash episode. Monday's live post show Backlash edition of WWE Raw drew an average of 1.652 million viewers. This is up 4% from last week's 1.5 million viewers. Monday drew a 0.44 rating in the key demographic. This is up 15% from last week's. Okay, that's great. Okay, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about any of this. So right now we're seeing a comparison between the average viewership. Now, this part I find absolutely insane because if you go back to 2017, the viewership average for Monday Night Raw, you guys, was 3 million viewers. In 2018, it was 2.8. 2019, it was 2.4. And it looks like Raw has yet to recover from the pandemic because 2020, it went down to 1.8 and 2021 was 1.7. It's insane. I remember when we used to talk about the ratings, and I remember when Raw dropped below 4 million, how everybody was going crazy because that happened. And then it dropped below 3 million, and now Raw can't even hit 2 million. And that to me is insane, right? Like, look, they were still hitting above 2 million numbers before the pandemic. And I don't blame people for not wanting to watch wrestling during that Performance Center / Thunderdome era. I did think that the WWE did an excellent job with the Thunderdome involving fans and making the experience a lot better to watch, because those Performance Center days were very, very rough to watch. And while wrestling was a little bit of an escape during those dark times, it was a very, very sad reminder of the times that we were living, to just watch and perform in front of no one. Because I personally feel like the crowd is such a big part of what these performers and superstars do. And it showed. Remember when they went back to WrestleMania 37 and they went back to fans and then automatically went back to the Thunderdome the next day? It felt kind of depressing, if you ask me, because it was just so reviving to see the fans come back. I remember when AEW did their first sold out at Daily's Place pay-per-view too. Like, it just felt so good. I think it was the Double or Nothing, right? It just felt so good to just see the fans there and just hear the crowd. I don't know. I associate wrestling with the live crowds, and that those years of not having any fans there really, really hurt, and obviously hurt the viewership to a point where wrestling has not been able to recover from it. And it's going to take a lot of good booking and a lot of turning things around to get people to come back, to go above those 2 million numbers again. So far, SmackDown is the only show that has shades of doing those numbers, and they're pretty close to going below 2 million. So I root for wrestling to do good. I don't like talking about the ratings because sometimes I just find it depressing, because it's like the less people that watch wrestling, it's not good for us, you know? Hi, Chris and Sadish on the chat. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. So yeah, that's the Raw ratings. It's good to see the numbers going back up a little bit, especially post Backlash, which we talked about it yesterday, but I did think Backlash was a lot opportunities on my pay-per-views. You know, and yeah, Jared, SmackDown has been a rough watch. Like I said, I didn't watch it on Friday, but I know the SmackDown is, I cover it for Wrestling Inc., and it's been tough to watch a couple times. We had the news about Roman Reigns' schedule. Let me pull that up for you guys just so we can talk about it, because a lot of you guys have been asking me. And I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to cry. Because there's a lot of rumors, if you guys didn't see, about Roman Reigns taking 10 weeks off. Let me pull up the actual report from Wrestling Inc. The hell? Where is it? Why am I lost? Why is Booker T talking about who should dethrone Roman Reigns? Rhea Ripley, Tony Khan. Oh, God. I don't want to read any news about Tony Khan. All right, I can't find the report. But basically, it was report. Okay, here it is. Never mind. I found it. I was about to just go and just give you the tea, Isa style, you know. Oh, AW Dark is on. Let me know what matches are on. Maybe Harry's in the chat. He can keep us updated with what's going on. So, like I said, I am on WrestlingInc.com. Where the fuck did my news article go? Okay, there it is. There it is. So let's talk about Roman Reigns. We have to talk about Roman Reigns. So we have a big update on Roman Reigns' upcoming WWE schedule. Following the June 24th taping of SmackDown, undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is not being advertised on WWE websites for any WWE tapings or live events for the months of July or August. Oh my God. You know what? If Roman Reigns is not gonna be on the show, I'm sorry, guys, but
fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, that's really my attitude if Roman Reigns is not going to be on the show. As of this writing, the only shows that the Tribal Chief is currently being advertised for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam Premium live event is July. Money in the Bank will take place in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on July 2nd, while SummerSlam will come from Nissan Stadium in Nashville on July 30th. WWE has announced 30 more live events as part of their summer 2022 touring schedule. Reigns reportedly signed a new WWE deal recently, which will see him work fewer dates for the company. Prior to WrestleMania Backlash, Reigns sent the wrestling world into a frenzy with his comments. In Trenton, New Jersey, over the weekend, I'm starting to work into a new phase of my career, and I honestly don't know if I'll be back here again, Roman Reigns said. If that's the case, I just want to say thank you for all these years of support. Apparently, that is what Roman Reigns said in that promo when he was in Trenton, New Jersey. Oh my God. So much to, oh my God. Okay. Yes, you can, Samantha. You can take the fuck this shit out. So yeah, let's try to analyze what we just discussed here, because he's the champ. He's the undisputed WWE Universal Champ. How are you going to have your two main brands without him? The entire fucking company has ran around him for the last year and a half. It just makes no sense to me.
This is bullshit.
However, maybe he's filming a movie. Maybe he requested this time off, which he deservingly deserves. Hey, I don't mind not having him there as much, just to not overexpose him while you come up with a plan of what the fuck are you gonna do. Because like I said multiple times, it is very clear that WWE has no plans for Roman Reigns going into, like, after they gave him both belts. Like, we all know it. We can all tell that you guys had no plans for Reigns as the double champ. Which now I feel like a little bit weird about them unifying the tag team champions, because what's going to happen if we unify the tag titles? We're going to get the same situation, and then we're not going to see them on TV, or they're not going to have who to go against. So, oh my God, I don't want to see. Jay Lethal won. Who was he facing? Jared, let me know. I don't know. I don't want to see SmackDown without Roman, man. SmackDown is already a tough watch. SmackDown is already tough to watch, and that's with Roman there. Like, after the Roman segment, they're not doing much to keep you interested. I do think maybe Rousey as champion might keep me involved, because I just love Ronda Rousey, but Ronda's also not the fans' favorite, so I'm not sure this is going to be a good move for WWE or not. I have so many questions. I feel like fake noise crowd. I feel like Roman is so good at keeping his private life private that we're not going to find out whether this is because he's working on a different project, or maybe because he requested the time off. Maybe he's having another baby. That man pops out babies every other week. Well, his wife. So one of my biggest fear watching this version of Roman Reigns is that he is so good and he looks so great that Hollywood's gonna snatch him right up, like they did with The Rock, like they did with John Cena. So if he gets a movie that he might be working on, I think that will be absolutely incredible. But I don't want to see SmackDown without Roman. But here to cheer me up is Big Moon with a $4.99 super chat, which is feeling better. Recover. And Big Moon says the fans don't deserve our tribal chief. You're right. I remember when they hated him back all those years. Hope all is well. Isa and We the Ones. Shot glass emoji. You know I'm ready. Big Moon. everybody deserves a little bit of the tribal chief, you know. I don't know, man. It's gonna be very, very weird to see what happens here. But you don't build an entire company around one character and be like, yep, he's gone. And then you haven't elevated anybody else or any other titles enough to make up for him being gone for all that time. I don't have anything against him not doing every single house show. I don't think he should do every single house show. You risk this superstar getting hurt so much at these house shows that I personally think they should have a rotating schedule so they're not all every weekend going out there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Roman Reigns needs to be on every show that I watch every day, every time.
Come on.
Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Bitmoon. Thanks for buying me a shot. I needed it. Having to talk about Roman Reigns possibly not being here, definitely needed. Oof. That one went down smoothly. It's the first one of the day. Probably the last one because we're almost done here. I don't think I have any other news to cover with you guys today. Let me see. Oh, yeah. We can talk about Lacey Evans. So last night when we watched, I want to thank everybody who participated last night, by the way, because we decided to share our hard time stories. You guys heard about my quinceañero cake story. A lot of you guys share your stories about things that happened to you. Bunny, I don't know if you're in the chat, but I'm hurting hearing your hard time story last night. Last night on an episode of Raw, it's being switched to the Monday Night Raw roster, and she's going to be working heel. I personally thought this was a heel gimmick. I don't like the way she's cutting these promos and the way that she comes off. I've been very adamant about it on the Wrestling Inc. podcast, telling Glenn and Alfred, this is a heel gimmick. Every time she opens her mouth, I want to punch her in the face. So I'm not surprised that they're going to make her a heel. I'm just very surprised that they moved her to Monday Night Raw. I don't want to see her feud with Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair right now is on top of the world. She could feud with Becky and Asuka. Should she retain against them, she can go into a feud with Rhea Ripley, who just stepped up her game to a whole different level. So I don't know that Lacey. Who the fuck is Lacey going to feud with? You know, what other babyface on Raw do you want to see her tell her sad stories to? Nobody. So I thought they were going to keep her on SmackDown. I thought she would be a great first feud for Ronda, especially with Charlotte possibly taking time off. So we'll see what happens here. I just wanted to bring that up because obviously I was right. I called this. I said she was a heel. Anyways, babes, I think that does it for me today. We talked about Raw, we talked about NXT, we went over the news, talked about the breakout tournaments bracket. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me on this amazing Tuesday as we get ready to watch NXT 2.0. I think Solo might be coming up. Okay, Ricky, let me see. Let me read your comments before I wrapped up. Roman Reigns is going to do so good in Hollywood. Agreed, Anthony. He's got the look. Lacey is coming off as a heel, Rafael. Liv Morgan will be a decent feud for Lacey, yes. Also, Alexa. Okay, Ricky and Eric making me change my mind. Darnell, I would love to see Solo Sikoa an American SmackDown, but instead you're getting a U.S. agent on Raw. That's awesome. All right, babes. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. If you want to see me after NXT 2.0, head over to Wrestling Inc. I will be there with Alfred and Glenn talking about tonight's episode. I will be back tomorrow with AEW PreGaming and watch along. So don't miss it. We're going to watch AEW together. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and follow me. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun watch along. Until then, adios. Mwah. Boop.
Welcome to the demon level. Body slam you through the rubble. Hosted by your demon diva, Queen of Sass Valley.